What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So, I had a interesting idea for a video. I figured I've done a bunch of cool stuff in the studio, so why not do like a studio tour, right? I'll show you some of the new guitars and the Doors. Apparently, there we go. Yeah, I'll show you some of the new guitars I got. I got all my amps in here. Show you my computer rig. That's something that I like kind of see every now and then, but I haven't really explained or talked about like the computer and what I'm running and all that kind of stuff. So, we'll get into all that. Also, I don't have like a super awesome camera or anything like that. Like I literally just use my iPhone, so that's what I'm on right now. I have like a tripod kind of thing with like a light and a microphone on it. So you won't see that because I'm using it. I can't like video it, but that's what I'm using for all the audio and video. I just have like a little shotgun mic that's up here on top of everything that kind of picks up the audio. So pretty simple, like kind of like vlog type of rig, but it works for me. I mean, I'm not like huge or super big or anything, so I don't need like a real fancy camera or anything like that. But maybe eventually I'll get something like that. But yeah, let's look at some stuff. Okay, so here's my computer rig, and I know this is like a Guitar Gear channel, so you might not super duper care about the computer, but I figured it's worth mentioning for people that do. So this is a Digital Storm like pre-built computer. I'm not a big computer guy or anything like that, so I can't really remember all the specs off the top of my head. I'm sorry. Computer's a couple years old, but it works really good for what I need. It was like a pretty decently spec'd gaming PC, so it runs, all the stuff I need to do. It runs it pretty good. I know my like bird's nest of wires under there. Forgive me. So this is my keyboard and mouse situation I got going on here. My monitor. I do like these JBL monitors though. I've been using these for a pretty good while and they sound really good to me. I like them. They're the 5-inch JBLs. They're super flat, which is good. There's my interface, the Scarlett Focusrite. Which one is this? The 18i8. Yeah. So it's got 4 microphone preamps in it, and it has a whole bunch of input and outputs on the back too that I don't really utilize at the moment, other than having my audio monitors run through it. The reason I got this one though is because eventually I want to expand, and this one has a optical out on it, so you can expand. So they make a unit that like isn't an interface, it's just mic pre's, and you can basically like you can daisy chain that unit to this one with the optical cable, and it'll just add like 8 more channels to this. So I got this because it's expandable, and eventually I'd like to get one of those units and have it too, and then I would have 12 channels, and that would let me have enough channels to do like live drums and stuff. So that's why I got this one, is because it leaves me some room to expand. As far as visual monitors go, just your standard. It's just a Samsung. It's like slightly curved. You can kind of tell. I like that. For whatever reason, for me, I've noticed that it just makes staring at the monitor a lot more like visually comfortable on my eyes than just like a flat monitor. So I don't know. I like it. As you can see, I'm using Reaper. I've just used Reaper for a long time. That's what I'm used to. I know all the shortcuts and everything. So, I mean, there's really no reason for me to go to a different DAW. Because Reaper just works for me. And then I got this. This is an old Emerson, like 36-inch flat screen TV. And the reason I have that up there is because when I'm recording, like let's see here, we'll go to this project and open up the drum track, if Reaper would just like be cool and not do what it's doing. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so open up the drums. Where'd they go? I think I need to update Reaper. There we go. Okay. So I can take like this window here, you know, and I can throw it up here. That way it's not in the way, but I can still have like the drum visual up here, or I can have my drum mixer or something like that. So I can have that going on up here while I'm running this down here. And like the other day, I was recording vocals, and the guy that was recording with me, I had all the lyrics up on this monitor so he could have them, and you know, it just makes things more convenient. So that is kind of the desk setup. The desk is just a desk I got off of I can't remember. I bought it off of some website. It's like a gaming desk, but I like that it had this tier on it and it had these monitor stands, so I could mount the audio monitors to the desk, and it had the space so my interface would fit up underneath it. I also got a couple pedals up here I'll talk about, I guess, since they're on the desk. These are, this pedal right here is like a synth thing. It doesn't even, like, it's not a guitar pedal. Like, you don't plug guitar into it at all. I just have this running into the interface. I do like to run it through this DoD Gonculator ring mod though, and it makes some super weird synthy stuff. So I've been messing around with that a little bit. It's pretty cool. This right here is a Zoom PodTrack P4. It's like a 4-channel field recording unit. I used to do a podcast, and I would carry this around with me with some microphones and a little bag, and you can plug 4 sets of headphones and 4 microphones into it, and you can, you know, do that kind of thing. Haven't used it in a while, but it's kind of a good tool to just have around if I ever want to take it somewhere and get some like multi-tracked audio, you know, out in the real world somewhere. I can use this. It works real good. It's got buttons too. You can save like samples on here. So in the middle of your podcast, if you wanted some kind of like sound effect, you know, like somebody like whoop 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 or something like that, you could have that recorded and save it on one of these little pads here. It's pretty cool. You can even like hook your phone through it and like Bluetooth, so you could like call someone and record the audio. So, you know, if you were going to do a podcast with someone that wasn't there, you could have them call in and you could hook your phone through one of these lines and do it that way. It's pretty cool. See what else we got up here. Got my 4-channel headphone preamp. You know, pretty self-explanatory. You run 4 sets of headphones off of it. If you're recording vocals, you can, you know, you can run some headphones off to the singer and have your own headphones. Which, speaking of, here are my headphones. My Sennheiser HD 280 Pros. I really like these. Again, they're real flat. They don't have a lot of bass. They don't have a lot of high end. They're just they're very good monitoring headphones. This is my mic that I use for pretty much just like talking to people when we have headphones on. I used to game a lot more, and I use this mic for gaming too, because it can hook up to your computer via USB and like be its own interface, and it has a headphone out on it. So I used to play a lot of Call of Duty and stuff, and I would talk to people with that. It's the Shure MV7. It's a cool mic, but the capsule's basically just an SM58. So it's not fancy or anything. All of the fancy stuff is like the digital capabilities and the direct recording capabilities that this mic has. It has an app too that you can download and control EQ parameters and all that kind of stuff. I just have it hooked up with an XLR into my interface like a regular mic now, and I literally just use it to talk to singers when I'm recording them so they can hear me. Let's see. Guess we'll just move this way. This is kind of my little luthier station. It's where I work on guitars and stuff at. You know, just some kind of basic stuff. Here's one of my microphones. This AKG condenser. I use this a lot for vocals. Sounds really good. It's real clean. I'm not crazy about it for what I'd call harsh vocals, you know, metal vocals, stuff like that. It's a little too clean. I like using something else for that. Got this. This is a Shure Beta 57. It's really cool mic. It has a lot of top end, a lot of presence. I really like using it on acoustic guitars, like snare drums, stuff like that. Actually used this when my band recorded our new EP. I used this on the bass cabinet because it had so much top end in it, and I paired it with a kick drum mic, and it sounds the combination of the top end out of this mic and the low end from the kick mic sounds real good. Then just a classic SM57s. These are some old ones, some old like 70s Unidyne 3s. Yeah, these are cool mics. I don't know if they sound. I've just had them forever. I don't know if they sound any better than modern SM57s. They're just what I've had, so that's what I use. They sound good. This thing right here is super cool. This clip is designed to hold two mics at a 55-degree angle. So you can put this on a mic stand, and it'll hold both mics up to the cab at a 55-degree angle. It's called the Fredman technique. Real cool from it's a real kind of industry standard trick for recording metal guitars. But yeah, this is where I do most of my, tech stuff, setup stuff for my guitars, all that kind of jazz. Speaking of guitars, here's one guitar corner. Let's pan out. Boom, here we go. One guitar corner. Got the Gibson acoustic. Got the Squier Tom Strat build, just did a video on. Got the Epiphone acoustic. Got my 2009 American Strat. Got my, I don't remember the year of this P-Bass, but it's a Guitar Center exclusive P-Bass in that green finish. Super cool guitar. Got my Squier Vintage Modified Jazzmaster with the Electrical Guitar Company 28-inch scale baritone neck. That's a super cool thing. I really love that. And then the good old PVT-20 bass. That bass sounds awesome. I don't know what the deal with this pickup is, but I love the way it sounds. It's super growly. Just, pedal board case. That case has got drills in it. I got some rack mount EQ units, soldering iron in a bag on the ground. Just studio things. Let's see. It's the closet. Guitar cases. Just random headphones and boxes and stuff. This is where I keep all the guitar cases. My Groove Gear case that holds two guitars. I love that thing. That has been the gigging secret weapon because it's so easy and convenient to carry two guitars around in. All right, the corner everyone wants to see. Tone Mountain. Here it is. So this is just my Gator case that my Marshall heads go in. It holds one Marshall head. And then it has like another kind of compartment in it so you can put foot switch, power supplies, all that kind of stuff in it. Really cool. Again, just making gigging a lot easier. Let's go guitars. That is my custom built 27-inch scale baritone 7-string. I built that guitar when I was in luthier school in Atlanta, Georgia. And this guitar is awesome. One, because I built it and I'm really proud of it. But the band I was in at the time, we were playing 7 strings, and I had a 7-string that I just really did not like. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to build me one. Why not? I'm just going to build the guitar I want. And so I did. And, yep, that is it. Let's see. The back of this guitar is real cool. So I'll turn it around so you can see the back. Yeah. The neck is walnut, canary wood, and wingay. And then the sides are mahogany. So yeah, it's neck through. And then the sides are mahogany. This is such a cool guitar. And it sounds so good. It's got one Seymour Duncan blackout in it. Because at the time, that's all I needed. that's all I was into. Ebony fingerboard. The top is figured cherry with a Wingate strip in the middle. Yep. Next, the Adam Jones Epiphone Les Paul Custom. Still my most viewed video. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. And this guy, I'll pull him down so you can see it real good. But I'm sure y'all are all aware of this guitar with the artwork on the back. Yeah, this guitar is cool. I really like it a lot. I'm glad I got one. Let's see. Well, if you've watched the channel at all, you know these two guys. These are the tried and true boys right here. My 1987 Les Paul Custom with Fastback Custom pickups. It's my main live guitar. And then the 2001 heavily modified Les Paul Deluxe Old Buck with Fastback Custom pickups in it. So I just got done recording new EP for my band, and I actually wound up using this guy, Old Buck here, for most of the rhythm guitars. He was just sounding particularly good that weekend, so, you know, used him on everything. Used the white Les Paul for all the lead stuff, because it sounded a little different, you know, so changed it up a little bit. And then I actually did use the Adam Jones on one song because it's got a Seymour Duncan distortion pickup in it, and it sounds, you know, pretty different than these two guitars did. And so for that song in particular, I just wanted a different sound, and Adam Jones had it going on. So, all right, stack number one, here we go. My main live amp, Marshall JCM 2000. I mean, I don't know, you know, I've done a video on this amp too. I mean, it's just my main go-to, my number one dude for playing live. I built this pedal board around that amp, so it's designed to work with this amp and change the channels on it and do all kinds of stuff. So when I get to the pedal board, I'll kind of get more into that. But underneath it, we got a new acquisition. This is a PV Butcher. I'm not sure what year it is. This is supposed to be PV's version of a JCM 800, but it's got 606s in it instead of EO34s. And it sounds real dope. Like, it sounds real dope. It's got two inputs, a high gain and a low gain. It's not really a two-channel amp. It like kind of is a two-channel amp, but not really. You have to have like a A/B switch to switch between these, because there's not like a channel switching foot switch. It's kind of weird, but they don't sound that different from one another. Just one's got some less gain than the high. Yeah, the low gain input has obviously less gain than the high gain input. So, but this is a cool amp. Then my Marshall 1960 cab. You know, I use that cab live all the time. Sounds pretty good. You know, GT12 speakers. I'm not like totally in love with them. They're okay. They have a sound. They do their thing. Still kind of want to swap them out for something else. Probably will eventually. All right, the pedal board. So the pedal board's been through a couple of renditions since the video I made about it. So the pedal board, like I said, is designed to work with the amp. So the Boss MS3 will do all kinds of stuff. It will change channels on the Marshall while also turning on and off these top three pedals, because they're all in loop. So this has like 3 effects loops. The Does It Doom Saw is in loop 1. The Pedal Monsters Con Clone is in loop 2. And the Eris Effects Aggressive Screamer is in loop 3. So the Carbon Copy and the Terra Echo and the Wah are outside of this unit. So I'm like, you can see I got them labeled here. So like I step on switch 1, and that's like a dirty channel on the JCM 2000 with the Aggressive Screamer, and this has all kinds of effects and stuff built into it. It's got noise gates and EQs and stuff. So I have a noise gate in this, and the Aggressive Screamer going into the dirty channel of the JCM 2000. Then button number 2 is labeled drop. I have an octave programmed on that button into the dirty channel, and that has, actually, believe it or not, that has all 3 of these pedals on too, so it gets real gross. The Doom Saw sounds crazy in front of everything. I kind of experimented with that patch a lot because the Doom Saw on its own sounded a little hollow, and so the other 2 pedals kind of like added some top end and some mid-range back to it, but it still kept that like real nasty HM2 thing. The lo-fi, just gives me that lo-fi kind of like scooped out, a little quieter guitar tone for transition parts. And then when I step on button number 4, it goes to the clean channel of the Marshall with the con on and some reverb. And then I have the delay and the echo outside of the looper because when you step on those and turn them off, they have trails that naturally kind of decay out. And if they were in the looper, when you changed patches, you wouldn't get that. They would hard cut off, and it sounds kind of wacky. So that's why they're outside the looper. So that's what's going on there. This is the old Marshall Mode 4. Now my first official video, my first official video of me doing this whole YouTube thing was a video about this amp. So you can go back and watch that video, and I'll talk about this amp all in depth there. But I use this rig in another band that I'm in. That's like a cover band. And I use that pedal board for it too, because I just play rhythm guitar and sing in that band, so I don't need a whole lot of complicated stuff going on. So I got the foot switch for the Mode 4, and it's got, clean, crunch, a couple different distorted tones. It's got a solo boost. It's got reverb on it. I mean, this foot switch almost does everything I'd want to do in that band. The pedal board just has a tuner, the Digitech drop pedal, because being a cover band, we use a bunch of different tunings, and I can just have my guitar in standard tuning and then drop it down to whatever I need it to be in to play whatever kind of song we're doing. Got the plumes on here now for a little boost, and then a noise gate. So, real basic rig there, but again, like I said, for that band, I don't do a lot of complicated stuff. It's play rhythm guitar and mainly be the lead singer. So this works great for that. And then this, my bass rig. So this is a PV, I'm not sure the model cab, but it's a gigantic PV bass cab with 4 12-inch Black Widows in it. I think these are 200 watt speakers a piece. And then I got this Ampeg B2RE bass head. The board for this is a little bit of a work in progress. There's some stuff on here that's not plugged in. It's just kind of chilling on the board because there's nowhere else for it to go. My old Haunted delay. I got this Metal Master HM2. The pedals I'm running through, though, are this Ugen Steel. This is such a cool pedal. This pedal is a fuzz and an HM2. And it'll do either depending on how you set it. And the fuzz on this is very unique. I've never really gotten along with fuzz pedals a whole lot. But this fuzz isn't as it still has a ton of low end, and it's real modern and has that blown out thing going on, that real heavy, modern kind of doom tone. But it's a little tighter, and it lends itself to how I play a little better than most fuzzes I've tried, so I really dig it. And then when you crank this knob right here all the way up, it just turns into an HM2, which is super sick. Got the live pedal. The EQD live pedal on bass is just ridiculous. It sounds so good. And then I'm using this Boss Bass Overdrive as kind of basically a preamp. This pedal's always on all the time when I'm playing bass because it just adds a really cool color to the tone of the Ampeg. This isn't a stock bass overdrive either. This has been modified by someone. I bought this from my bass player in one of my bands, and I can't remember who he told me had modified it. But so the internals of this are not like a normal bass overdrive. So one day I'll do a video of this, and I'll make sure to stress the fact that if you just go out and buy a stock bass overdrive from Boss, it's not going to sound like this one does. This one sounds really cool and a lot different. Just got some other things up here. A little tube screamer, an ABY box, another noise gate, some electronic cleaner. Got my mic stand with my, isolation backing and my pop filter on it. But yeah, that is the studio tour. It's kind of taken me a while to get the studio in this kind of configuration, but I really like it. I like having all my gear in here with my computer and everything, and you know, if I have an idea or something, I have all my tools in one place to kind of record it and have it. So that's the stuff. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna try to get back into making content a little more regularly. For a while there, I was doing pretty good, like every week having a video out. But I just had a lot going on lately. I've been playing a lot of shows, which is awesome, but just playing a lot of shows and just had a lot of other stuff going on, like with my job and stuff. So just haven't had as much time to do YouTube videos as I would like. But definitely going to get back into doing it a little more regularly, and got a whole bunch of new stuff to make some cool content with. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button, share the video. And like I said, you know, a lot of this gear I've already made videos on. So if this is the first video you're seeing, check out the channel. Go back and check out some of the older videos for some of the other gear, like the Mode 4 and the JCM, and like the Adam Jones Les Paul and all that kind of stuff. So thank you guys, and I'll be back next week.